Hi, History Fair students. I'm Tyler.
And I'm Sarah. Today we are going to be talking about doing online research at the Chicago Public Library. So Tyler, first of all, what kinds of topics can students find at the Chicago Public Library?
So really any students working on topics related to Chicago history are almost guaranteed to find some really good sources at the Chicago Public Library. Even for students with non-Chicago topics, a lot of the library's collections will be useful. So I think pretty much every student should at least check it out.
And at what point in the research process should students use the Chicago Public Library?
Yeah, that's a good question. Local libraries like CPL, the Chicago Public Library, are a fantastic resource throughout the whole entire research process. So browsing the library's catalog for books and asking librarians for reference help are really helpful when you're finding your way at the beginning of your project process. And as you continue your research, more specialized books and articles held in the library's database, or sometimes even things you'll find in the library's special collections, can be really, really useful for your project. So I would say the library is a great resource throughout the whole process.
Awesome. So if a student wants to get started doing online research with the Chicago Public Library, where do they begin?
Yeah, so I've got my screen shared here, and the library's main webpage is ChiPubLib, chicagopubliclibraries.org. And actually, the first thing I want to show you, though, is this blog post, and I have this saved. This just outlines all the different things that the Chicago Public Library provides to students. It's called Let CPL Help You Make History with History Fair. And it's really going to go, it's a great page to bookmark, first of all, and keep coming back to. And it's going to cover a lot of the same things as the rest of this video. So I wanted to start with that.
All right, awesome. So we'll be sure to include the link to that blog post in the description. So when I think of libraries, I think of books. How can I find books on my topic?
Yeah, the library's definitely got plenty of books. So like I said, the library's homepage, you can see it in my address bar here. I've already typed that in. Anywhere on the library's website, you're gonna find this search box in the top with this magnifying glass logo, and you can search the library's catalog there. The catalog is anything basically that you can check out from the library. So if you're thinking of doing a project, let's say on the Great Chicago Fire, I could click that magnifying glass, type in Great Chicago Fire, hit enter or click the magnifying glass again. And I could see in my results, I've got a lot of results here. So I've got 92 books, plus some paperback books, plus some ebooks. So really over 100 books on the Great Chicago Fire. So like I said, plenty of books at the library. You can browse each book's information just by clicking into the title, see which library branches have that book, and then even put a hold on it so it's waiting for you at your local branch when you're ready to go visit.
Great. What else is available for History Fair students besides books?
Yeah, so the next thing I want to show you is the Chicago Public Library's page, which is specifically for History Fair. So again, just starting from that home page here. I'm going to wait for that to load. I'm going to go to Browse, and there's a couple ways to get to this page, but I'm going to go by audience and go to Teens. Under Teens, I'm going to go to Online Resources for Teens. And then again on the left, I'm going to see History Fair has its own page here. So this is really going to be a hand-picked list of some great resources for History Fair students. So right at the top, I can see two great sources: the Chicago Tribune Historical Archive, so the full text of Chicago Tribune articles from the past, and also Explore Chicago Collections. So these are two excellent resources. I want you to note the little card icon next to the Chicago Tribune Historical Archive. This means that you'll need a Chicago Public Library eCard to access this content. So signing up for the eCard is free. You can see the link to do it right here. And if you're a Chicago resident, it's an easy process that you can do right online. And so these resources, a lot of them that have the little eCard icon next to them, including the Tribune Historical Archive and some of these below, especially this History Research Center, the EBSCO and JSTOR, these are really high quality resources. So it's definitely worth getting that eCard and checking these resources out.
Awesome, and we will include the direct link in the description as well.
Great.
This sounds great. Is there anything else the library has to offer?
Yeah, there's really a lot going on at Chicago Public Libraries. From U-Media, there's a municipal reference collection for all things related to the city of Chicago. They have some special collections on a lot of different Chicago related topics. So I really encourage students to kind of check it around and browse this website. But the last thing I want to share is in this video is the library's Ask a Librarian feature. So at the top of any page, there's this help menu. And if you click that, you can then see this link for Ask a Librarian. Students can use this to ask research questions, ask for help finding materials, or even ask questions about visiting their local branch, like what the rules are for visiting during COVID, or what their hours are. So even if your question is about a special collection, you can still ask it here in this Ask a Librarian box, and it'll be directed to the appropriate staff at the library. The more specific your question, the better. So asking a question like, do you have any books on Chicago buildings is not gonna get you very far. They're gonna definitely answer your question, but a more useful question would be something like, hey, I've already found a few books and I'm missing something, or I can't find one particular resource, kind of telling them what you've already worked on, what you've already tried, and what you're having trouble with. So the more specific your question, the better. There's also this option, if you wanna type in your name, you can start a chat with a librarian live. They might not be able to answer every question right there on the spot, but they can definitely direct you to the staff that can. So I really encourage students to make use of this Ask a Librarian feature. Chicago Public Library has really great librarians who are happy to help.
Wow, those are some great resources. So once again, the Chicago Public Library's website can be found at www.chipublib.org. It's a great place to go for books, access to other great primary and secondary sources, and helpful librarians, especially for topics related to the city of Chicago. Thank you all for joining us, and have fun making history.